children of the night. What music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brain.
Ho, 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 everybody. It's Final Guys. We are here today to talk about a movie that's perfect for the season. I can't imagine anything that you could gather the family around the Christmas tree to watch more than Coming Home in the Dark. We'll talk about
Good.
it here. Good.
Good
All right,
family film.
Thought that was your review. I was going to say, okay, Tim, you're out. Goodbye. As always, I'm joined by Tim Meyer, he of Malignant Summer.
Hey.
Jason Brandt, he of Hunger Series.
Hi there.
Part 19. Jack Campese, he of A Part of My Heart.
Good day, mate.
And me, Hunter Shea, wearing my shirt from Elf. You smell like beef and cheese. You live in a house of lies.
Is that actually a Guinness, Jack?
No, let me tell you about this beer, my friend.
What are you drinking?
This is called KBS.
Kentucky Bourbon Stout.
That probably is what it stands for. Founders makes it. It just says KBS, but it's
Right.
chocolate and coffee aged in bourbon barrels. So I just took the first sip, and it tastes high octane.
Nice.
Tim's probably got something real good.
I got something pretty tasty. So it's Einstock Icelandic Winter Ale, but this is a special Christmas ale because it's brewed with spruce tips and smoked barley.
Ooh.
So
What's
it tastes like a
ABV
tree?
on that?
8.
Damn. All right.
Well, I have hit new lows. I am drinking red wine in a pint glass with ice. If I stick beer in it, I'm totally Steve Barnard. But it's 13% alcohol, so there we go. I'm
Wow.
winning.
I'm drinking decaffeinated coffee because I almost killed myself drinking this weekend.
Oh,
We recorded 4 So Bad It's Good episodes, and by the end, I was like, oh, God.
This is
wow.
12%.
well, it's 12.
Whew.
Get ready for the angry eyes.
Yeah, I'm only 1% ahead.
I need to
of
get some Mad Elf. I haven't.
Let's
had
talk
any
about
yet.
Titan.
Oh, God. You want some Mad Elf? I got some Mad Elf. I got some Mad Elf on a shelf, motherfucker. He's hanging out with me.
Wow.
Next week, I'm going to do something horrible to him on camera.
You're gonna have sex with that thing, aren't you?
Gonna? No. that's last year. No, I hate this effing thing.
Get a
All
milf
right.
on a shelf.
It's I said earlier, it's my elf on a MILF when I bring him downstairs.
Get a milf on a shelf.
So, what are the drinking words today, and who wants to do them? Talk
I'll
amongst
do
yourselves.
them. All right. Thank you, Sheridan, as always. Jack, your words are Aussie Rice and Diaries. Hunter, yours are Short Gas and Rifle. Paul Mitchell, yours are Allen, Abuse, and Hoagie.
I love
Mine are
hoagies.
School, Tattoo, and Cliff. And the bonus words are Netflix, Shot, and Mandrake.
By the way, Chad just said Elf is a horrible movie.
Oh, he's fired.
It's just ridiculous.
He's a schmuck.
You're such a contrarian. Nobody cares about your stupid stances.
He's so edgy.
He looks
Yeah.
like the Winter Warlock when he's all sad in prison.
When he's lost all
Santa
his
Claus
powers.
is coming, yeah.
Put one foot in front of the other and
I've
take us
got-
to the news, Jackie boy.
All I've got is a little magic horse corn feed. You mean you need to roll the news trailer?
I think we do. Is it a special holiday one?
Yeah, here, let me get it. It's the news. Yay.
Welcome to It's the News Yay with the Anchorman of Horror, me.
Yay.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I like lamp.
Okay. First of all, I'm a little hot. Let me just.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
You didn't even tell us before the show. And we
Oh.
were talking about this.
Oh, wow.
The Lutsky
Oh,
tee.
the Lutsky t-shirt.
That's Lutsky's face on a t-shirt. Wow.
That
Oh,
is effing incredible.
That's
oh.
that's
That's my
something.
heart
Wow.
beating for Lutsky.
Wow. And you got the long sleeve too. Just
No,
like that.
it's over as another shirt because it's cold.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That is
Wow.
sweet.
You wore that like out in public?
No,
I
wouldn't leave the house.
I wouldn't think so.
You even had a shirt on over it before the
I
show.
just put it on right before the show.
Are you going to put it in a shadow box as soon as you take it off tonight?
Yeah, put it next to like my all my treasures. Are you
That-
kidding me? I'm gonna wear this sucker out.
Oh, maybe I'll wear it for Christmas. Just show up Christmas dinner wearing my Chad Lutsky shirt.
Well,
So,
they all might
folks-
think he's like Jesus. They'll
Yeah.
think you're really religious for the season. You know, Jesus' real name was Chad Lutsky. The Greeks got it wrong.
And
Oh God.
this isn't just the booze talking. I paid for this myself, you bastards.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's the most amazing. That's the Christmas miracle right
It's
there.
a Christmas miracle.
What a plot twist.
You must really like Lutsky more than the rest of us.
I was hoping that Hunter was going to get me one for Christmas, but then I thought if I was waiting for him, I wouldn't get the good reveal.
Yeah, that's true. This is
Amazing.
just it's just
Unfortunately,
I can't believe he didn't give us free shirts after all kind things we said about it. when it
Yeah.
premiered
I
on the
didn't
show.
notice like mugs or other stuff you could put this on. I would love to get like some other swag with Lutsky, in it.
Like a coffee mug, maybe
Something like that.
boxer briefs,
Phone case.
mouse pad,
You imagine being
thumb
up
drive.
in a client meeting and you just put your phone down and be like, "Who's Chad Lutsky?"
Could you imagine like your whole office is nothing but Lutsky stuff? Lutsky pen. How about a Lutsky pen?
You go,
I've got
you go over to
highlighters.
somebody else's desk. Hey, you stole my Chad Lutsky pen.
It's all this Lutsky shit everywhere. And never tell them who he is.
Don't have any of his books. Just inside
Yeah.
swag.
His stapler. Just go to Cafe Press and we'll just make tons of shit out of it. Ornaments.
Yeah,
I
I
have
hear
ornaments
I hear he writes
books.
books, but I don't care. I just get it for
Yeah, they pale in comparison to his apparel.
Oh God.
All right. In other news, Universal Universal is going to be a good source of news for the foreseeable future. The next reworking, remake, reimagining of a classic property, Phantom of the Opera, which we've seen a few of those before. I don't know if this is going to be a musical or not, though, because it sounds like it's just going to be called Phantom. And it's going to be set, I think, in modern day New Orleans. It's being adapted from the 1910 novel Phantom of the Opera.
Well, hopefully it's not the play.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a non-musical version of this.
My
So
wife
this
got
is
me
Universal?
tickets. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, my wife got me tickets to see it for my birthday one year on Broadway. We were like second row. She was so excited, and I sat there, and I was kind of excited. And then, like,
Who
10
was
minutes in,
Phantom?
I'm
Was
like,
it Sebastian Bach?
No, I wish it would have been like, I saw you open for Bon Jovi. But like 10 minutes in, I'm like going, oh wow, I'd just rather die right now. I'm hoping like a chandelier takes me out. So I'm just sitting there watching it, and then we get to intermission, and my wife goes, hey, what do you think? And I'm trying to be nice. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. She goes, I can't stand this. I'm like, me either. Let's fucking go. And we left. Never saw the end.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was not
that's-
worth it.
It's not my thing. I can't do it.
Hey, did you see what Colin said in the chat? Lutsky shirts, another Krampus miracle.
We have been Krampusing all over, Chad. That's terrible. We're awful.
What are you talking about? He bought his shirt. It's money in his bank account.
Jack did, yes. We are going to.
I'm
We're
not gonna lie, I
endeavoring to
forgot,
do it.
but I have it open in a tab now.
Telling you, we're only going to make love to our women wearing those shirts. It's going to be our love shirts.
What's the next piece of news?
Mike Flanagan's Fall of the House of Usher started
Mm-hmm.
to announce cast members and some familiar faces like Kate Siegel and Carla Gugino and Henry Thomas and a bunch of the other usual characters that you'd see. However, a couple of interesting names popped up: Frank Langella and Mark Hamill.
Oh
Wow.
my
Yeah.
god. Skeletor and Skywalker. Hell yeah.
Is Langella like 80 now?
Actually, they're both Skeletor because in the Kevin Smith Netflix thing that they did,
Really?
he was Skeletor. So we just 6 degrees of Skeletor that.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
in 1 degree.
1 degree of merman. That's great.
I like Fisto myself.
I've heard that. I need more wine.
This again was going to be a modern remix of some of the most iconic works of Edgar Allan Poe. So,
Hey, like Roger Corman?
except I think this is going to be the Mike Flanagan. You call it like The Haunting of Hill House, and then it's kind of a house. Haunting
Yeah,
house.
we got
Right.
well, it's kind of like the Corman movies sometimes too.
Yeah,
They
that's
work hit or
true.
miss. I'd be
It's
like
fun.
that.
We know we'll watch it.
Listen, Midnight Mass is my favorite thing he's done. I think
Wow.
Ooh,
Doctor
Ooh.
Sleep. I mean, they're all good, but
They're all good.
yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know
That-
what I picked there. I might go Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
That's tough, man.
I really like Hush too. Like I feel like that's super underrated for his
That's
stuff.
such a good movie,
Yep. Yep.
but it doesn't have the scope and breadth of the others. It's tiny.
Yeah, but that's also why I like it a lot. I don't know.
He'll be my
Reasonable.
hero if he can make Lacey's story watchable. I effing hated that book. It was so bad.
They just did a show on that. Did you see it?
Yeah, why?
Oh, I don't know.
Why?
I didn't like the book either, but Julianne
Yeah.
Moore is in it. I think Clive Owen's in it too. So I don't know.
Oh,
Really?
God. Yeah, they were hot commodities in '97.
Wow. Let's listen to you.
Wow.
You know, me and the other fellow casting directors, we kind of turn our noses on them now.
Apparently. God
Oh.
damn. Getting
And
a lot of
let's-
Dr. Sleeps in the chat.
Just saying,
here.
we got Cloris Leachman. Come
Or
on.
two.
let's end the segment on a downer.
Oh, great.
Anne Rice has passed away at the age of 80 due to complications resulting from a stroke.
Yeah.
Damn.
Glad it wasn't COVID.
That's
There we go. People die of other things. It's good to know. It's still
There's
out
there's a person who had a little bit of an impact on the genre.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't make a lot of good movies. Like the sad thing will be that they'll start making really good movies now that she's not here to see them.
I love Interview with the Vampire, man. Like that movie is great.
I like that movie too.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, Queen of the Damned, I kind of want to go back and watch it because I haven't seen it since it came out.
It's true.
I remember it being really
Rest-
bad.
Rest in peace, Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Who's
But-
that? Stuart Townsend as
Yeah.
said. He's not my favorite.
Yeah, he's
I
not
just wanna go
making
back
any
and watch it,
calls
though.
either.
Every time you watch League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I want to just like.
That movie killed Connery's career.
That
By the
movie
way,
killed the
Tina,
director's career. That
he
guy did
killed
Blade
everything.
and then Leave Extraordinary Gentlemen and then left the industry.
I don't know who brought up first about watching the Aja Argento. What's it? Phantom movie on mute, and Tina also does. I'll watch anything with Aja Argento on mute, even that terrible Dracula movie that her dad did a few years ago.
Is that the one she's like naked in?
A lot,
Uh,
and as a dad, can't imagine doing that.
I have it on in the background right now.
Like we can't see your hands.
She was married to or dated Anthony
Anthony
Bourdain,
Bourdain.
right?
Yeah, she was the nail in the coffin.
Anyway, I read a few Anne Rice books. I read the original trilogy, then I read one or two after that. And I kind of ran out of gas with it, but
I started reading. She did a thing on the life of Jesus, and I think I read the first one of those. It was interesting.
he was a
I mean-
vampire. They turned it into Midnight Mass.
I won't turn the wine into blood.
Interview with the Carpenter.
Oh, God.
I've actually never read anything of hers. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah,
you
I
should
need
fix
to.
that
I should.
because they're good.
Maybe
They're
I will.
Sexy, so sexy. All right, is that your downer note?
That's my downer note. That's all the news that's fit to print. And don't forget, Lutsky.
Lutsky shirts are fit to print and to give the holiday season. All right, everybody, let's go on to curation.
We have such sights to show you.
Every single week, we handpick things for you to watch and things for you to avoid, like anything Tim says is good. Most things Jason wastes his time on. So,
True.
Jack, me and we're in the right usually. That's how it goes. That's where we're on the right side of the screen. So, I want to start with Tim today.
Oh,
It's always
Do
a
you?
shock. I love doing it.
all right. So
Seems like that kid in the bag of class. Don't call me. I didn't do the homework. I don't know.
I don't know. What did I watch last week?
I don't know. Math.
So when I got home from the Architect last week, or the Archive, I'm sorry, not the Architect. I've been watching too many Matrix movies.
Brady.
The Archive. I really wanted to watch Bloodbeat because
Oh,
just the trailer looked amazing, the premise looks amazing, and I had to watch it. And I've heard it's really terrible.
And it's on Tubi.
And it's on Tubi. And Vinegar Syndrome put it out, so you know it's quality.
it's terrible, but it looks great.
I started watching. I watched half of it so far.
So it's such a wacky movie. So it's basically about this family get together in the mountains of Wisconsin, and it takes place during Christmas time. So it's actually kind of convenient for the season.
Mhm.
And basically the mom is a psychic or something, and she has like all these like weird visions and stuff, but like also the girl who's dating one of her sons, is also has like some kind of weird psychic connection going on,
She
and
looks like Talia Shire there.
she keeps dreaming of like this samurai.
Ow.
That's all right. Boobies covered.
Yes.
Almost got us kicked off YouTube.
There's a
Nick,
different
slam.
kind of wood.
So and basically like this samurai comes to life out of a dream, like Freddy Krueger style, and starts murdering all these people. This movie is absolutely insane.
It makes
It
no
is-
goddamn
It
sense.
is so crazy.
The bit that I got to watch, I'm like, going, what? Where is this going?
It even when you get there, you still don't know where it's going.
Oh,
Like,
look at that.
Oh,
look at
Lord.
that.
Very phallic.
Oh my god, this movie is just so bizarre. And like
That
just
Benedict Cumberbatch?
when you think it's like gonna go somewhere, it takes like a left turn, and then it just gets even weirder. Like by the end of the movie, I'm not really spoiling anything, but
How could you?
yeah, like it's even if you watch it and you know everything that's gonna happen, you're still gonna have a great time. Especially if you're drunk or stoned or something. But like they at the end of the movie, like they somehow every character in the movie somehow gets like magical superpowers and shoots things out of their hands.
Oh my God.
It's so amazing. I can't recommend this movie enough for no other reason than you just have to watch it because it's so like look at that. It's
Dude,
so-
like if you watch, like I watched 45 minutes, you would never know that it will come to this. Like
I
there's no
know.
hints. that
like
it's gonna
it,
be there.
it has like this this kind of like Friday the 13th slasher vibe to it, but then it gets crazy. The weird sex like
Oh,
scenes
yeah.
in this,
I forgot about
they are
this.
so long. Like
She starts going to town because the samurai's
literally-
killing people or something.
You call
Literally-
what you said is Bloodbeat?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's on Tubi, dude.
Literally, like those scenes last 10 minutes long. Like it doesn't need to be 10. The movie's only 83 minutes, and like
Oh my god,
40 of them are like weird sex scenes.
Well,
that
dude,
make
what
no
about like when
sense.
they first get there and her son is like basically trying to rape his girlfriend? I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa,
it's so bizarre. It's a weird movie.
You watch some skin a deer. You watch a guy chop wood.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's just so much filler. Like half the movie is filler. But it's just a sight to behold.
How much did you pay for that?
I think it was like on sale for like $15 or something.
That's not bad.
But I bought it as part of the Black Friday. And then when I went there, I got to pick it up, so which was cool.
Nice.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, like so Vinegar Syndrome did a pretty decent job like putting this together on 4K, because apparently I didn't know how like they actually make it. They actually make the films from like the negatives of the film. So apparently the negatives for that film were like pretty rough and moldy. So like they did the best they could. And like you could see like scratches and stuff on the prints and just some weird discolorations in certain scenes. But I kind of like that stuff too, because I feel like it gives it a little bit extra.
Hey, the Tubi version doesn't even have coloration.
Oh, really?
Kind of like
I can't
shades
even
of
imagine.
brown.
It like what they were able to restore looks really good. It's just, you know, at some point there's like, you know, you can see the scratches on the film and just like weird, like there's like one scene that's like super out of focus. I guess there's nothing they could do to fix it, but
Yeah, that's
it's
the
cool.
fun of it.
Oh,
yeah.
We did that for So Bad It's Good. And I remember there was one scene where they're talking in a kitchen and the microphone was clearly at the table because they'd walk away and keep talking. I was like, what the hell? What are you saying?
I know what you're talking about.
And then the whole movie is like, it's not widescreen. It's like TV 4:3.
Yeah, it's 4:3.
And I believe it's because they shot a significant portion of the movie before realizing there was a switch on the camera that would put it in widescreen.
It was actually on like one of the extras. The director was saying that like, yeah, he didn't know that they were halfway through the movie. They figured out 15 days into production, they figured out it was being shot in 4:3 full screen.
Good God.
It's just it has to be seen to be believed.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so glad I own it though.
Maybe I'll finish it tonight. I think this will be, and it's Christmas, so
it's got a little. It's really not that much Christmas. There's like maybe 2 scenes with like a Christmas tree in it, and that was kind of it. So
it's more like late fall.
That'll be as much Christmas as one of the Christmas movies I'm going to talk about, which is geared for Christmas.
I got one stacked up myself.
All right. Well, speaking of you stacking, what you got?
Should I do my insane Christmas movie first, or should I do just a regular horror movie?
I think insane Christmas movie.
All right. I watched a movie called Elves from 1989 starring Dan Haggerty.
Oh, Grizzly Adams.
I never saw that.
I don't think it's ever been released on DVD. I think it's just VHS copies floating around. This movie is utterly insane. We recorded it for So Bad It's Good, and I was so blown away by this movie. So
when you say blown away, you mean
I'm going to watch this every year for Christmas.
Okay.
Like have friends over, get drunk, and watch Elves. There's a family who accidentally resurrect a elf from the woods because the daughters were having a seance for some reason and blood on the ground. And an elf appears. And then the elf starts kind of rooting around, doing, bad shit, going into their house and stuff. And then Nazis show up.
What?
And you find out that the Nazis had a master plan to mate humans with elves to create the super race.
Makes sense.
That's what I learned in history class, at least.
Yeah, true story.
Dan Haggerty is an out-of-work Santa Claus at a mall who stumbles upon this plot and starts like unraveling what's happening with the Nazis and the elves. And there's one scene that is so glorious. I swear to God, The Big Lebowski ripped it off. He's driving down the road and he can't get his cigarette lighter to work, so he's like pounding on the dash, and a bomb falls out of his glove compartment. And instead of picking up the bomb and throwing it out the window, he jumps out of the car. And then somebody's coming up behind him and stops because he jumped out of a car and his car exploded.
Right.
And he just rips this dude out and starts beating the shit out of him. He's like, "Is that your elf? Are you a Nazi?" As he's like punching this dude in the face. And
What?
it so perfectly summarizes this movie.
The
Holy
fuck?
cow.
Where did you find this thing? And is
People
there?
have been, I'd looked up like how to, like what the best Christmas horror movies were and like bad ones. And this kept appearing on some lists. So I actually had to find like an illicit copy of it.
I have good
Because-
news for you. I just found it on YouTube for free.
There you go.
While you were
Nice.
talking, I looked it up.
Maybe
I'm
that's
like,
where I found
"Ooh."
it, actually. I don't remember. I got it months ago and I've just been saving it.
We'll have
Gentlemen,
to
you have
write
to watch
Vinegar.
this.
You will have to write Vinegar Syndrome and see if they can restore this one.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
It sounds amazing.
Because the copy I was watching was obviously a VHS rip. So like when they're in the woods, sometimes you're like, the fuck am I looking at? I
Yeah.
can't see anything.
It's just all pixelated.
Oh, guys, oh my God. This movie is great. Like, if you want to watch a bad movie and drink some beers at Christmas, Elves is your jam.
I'm loving this.
I can't wait.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
You had me at Dan Haggerty.
I'm watching that for sure.
You had me
for
at Big
sure.
Lebowski.
He walks into a
Yeah.
library and just goes, I remember in college I read a book about mystical runes and symbols. And she's like, oh, it's over there.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Aisle 2,
It's like,
bottom shelf.
this-
Wow.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
awesome.
yeah. So that episode will drop on Sunday on So Bad It's Good if you want to see some of the clips. It's going to be wild.
Perfect.
That looks awesome.
I gotta watch it before then. I don't want spoilers.
Holy shit.
All right, Jack.
Well, I'll go right to my similarly, it's not a Christmas movie, but it is cheesy B movie 70s glory. Hunter, I wish I had watched this movie with you. It's a movie that Quentin Tarantino, I've heard Quentin Tarantino talk about. He loves it. And when I watched it, I knew why. Devil Times 5. It's on
Oh,
Shudder
those.
now. I had this bookmarked for a while and
Right.
kept like waiting for the right time, and then all of a sudden, new on Shudder, Devil Time 5. I was like, oh yes, I don't have to go hunt down an illicit copy. Also known as People Toys or The Horrible House on the Hill, 1974, starring what's his name? Sorrel Book, who played
Sorrel Book, Boss Hog.
Boss Hogg, and Leif Garrett, little young Leif Garrett.
Get out of here.
It's about 5 kids who are like from a, I don't know, mental institution or something, bus crash, and they end up going through the snowy wilderness into a vacation home where some 70s swinging adults are showing up for the weekend or whatever, and these kids terrorize and murder them. This is almost so bad it's good. This movie is freaking awesome. There is
Wow.
like a special needs kind of big oafy guy that this woman seduces. Then there's like a chick fight in the bedroom
Jeez.
with boobs flying everywhere. Quentin Tarantino, like you could see Tarantino like was taking notes on all this. Then there's somebody who gets killed with piranha in a bathtub.
There it is, right
What?
there.
There's
That'll happen.
there's a Home Alone like kill.
What do we
involving a
have right here?
swing. That's the piranha kill.
No, this.
No, but-
Oh, you can't see my mouse. There's like a vibrator in the corner.
This
Oh.
looks like it.
Could be.
Oh my god.
Use of slow motion. There is one kill that takes 5 minutes. It's in slow motion. And I don't know if sepia tone is the right, but it's like not the right color. That's
Wow.
There's Leif Garrett. Now you got to watch this movie because Leif Garrett's hair keeps changing. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long, and he also likes to dress up. So sometimes he's wearing wigs, and sometimes I think there's a weird girl who dresses like a nun, kind of looks like Pee Wee Herman. There's the chick fight. there's a scene where Leif Garrett is like climbing a ladder, and it's in slow motion for no reason.
This sounds awesome.
This
It
movie
does.
is awesome. Like I said, Hunter, this is like
Yeah,
I
this
wish
would have been
you and I were
perfect
like,
for us.
yeah. So you got to watch this movie. It's on Shudder. It's 70s rific.
I'm in. Totally.
Devil times 5.
Double times.
I wrote it down.
on
It's in the
Shudder.
book now. It's official. I'll be
So you
watching
think I could do this for an SBIG episode?
Yeah, probably.
or it might be so good it's good.
That's the thing. Like, it's such pure 70s. And Boss Hogg.
Dude, Sora Brook, good lord. Don't get enough movies with him in it. You damn dukes.
Yeah, so I'm so I like I said, all I knew was I heard on like a podcast or something Quentin Tarantino talking about this movie or something like that. I wrote it down, and then one day I bookmarked it, and then I just you're searching for something to watch. Nah, and then they're magically showed up on Shudder one day. I love it.
Hey, knowing that you're going into a Tarantino favorite, did you count the feet? you just you
Good
didn't
Lord.
think. I'll do that when I watch it.
There wasn't a
I'll
ton of
count
feet
them
in it.
down. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's got to be at least one masturbatory foot scene in there for him. I hate to bring it down. You guys are bringing great movies to the table. So I noticed Shudder put out Silent Night, Deadly Night parts 3, 4, and 5, and I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
them all in a row.
Jeez.
Oh.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, it might not be as bad as you think, but
I
then
think it
might.
is.
So
I
Or it might.
disagree, sir.
they veer greatly from part 1 and 2, which is really half of 1 and some other stuff tacked on. So part 3, better watch out, starts with this girl is in this lab and she's blind and they're doing these dream studies with her. And then we find out that in the room next to her is little Ricky, well, Big Ricky from Silent Night, Deadly Night, the bad guy. And he's in his hospital bed. He has the greatest head contraption of all time. And I wish there's a picture in this. By the way, this girl is so pretty. Who was in this movie.
Head
It's
contraption.
he's there it is right there. So he's got a bowl on his
Oh,
head
it's like a colander.
with the metal rim, and you can see his brains in there, and he's got this flow of blood that just chugs around when he walks around. He's got like
What
antennas.
fuck?
Yes. So
Why?
What?
well, because of he was all shot up in part 2. So this doctor is trying to save him because he's trying to create this psychic link between this blind girl and him. Because why the fuck not?
Okay, now I kind of want to see this. This sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, this movie is hysterically bad. I mean, he walks around with this brain sloshing bowl on his head,
He
and
looks like-
nobody fucking thinks twice.
It's like Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters 2.
He even gets picked up as a hitchhiker looking like that, which is hysterical. So yeah, this girl and her brother, who looks like he's like in some 80s rock band. There he
Sam
is.
Hagar?
Yeah, that's the keyboard player from Bon Jovi.
From Bon Jovi, it's David Bryant. So and then his girlfriend, who's kind of a hookah whore. By the way, best scene in this movie, they get to grandma's house. Grandma's not there. So him and his girlfriend decide to bang in the bathtub like immediately. I'm like, grandma's could be outside.
With a hair pie like this, how could she resist?
Look at that chest. Look at that chest. You could lose yourself in those curls.
Yeah, baby.
Damn.
So, and
he's gone full Hagar.
Robert
Jesus
Culp is also in this movie. So you all know Robert Culp from The Greatest American Hero, children.
Oh yeah.
And what was it? The show he used to do with Bill Cosby?
With Bill
back in the day?
Cosby.
I Spy or something.
I Spy. That's it.
So Culp is Culp, chewing up the scenery. He's a cop on the hunting. Why it's so hard to hunt down this dude with this dome head, I don't understand. But he's there to take him down or arrest him or whatever. And this Ricky's back on a killing spree. It's so goddamn dumb. It's unbelievable. But
damn, I want to watch that right now.
every time I saw him, I laughed my ass off. I was like, all right, this was worth it.
I mean, it sounds like I have tomorrow sorted with all these great recommendations.
I know, really. Might have to call in sick to work tonight. It's worth the watch. If you've already watched 1 and 2, this is fine.
It's totally worth it for that guy's chest carpet.
Yeah.
Oh. And there's some nudity as well, and not just his nudity. So it's something for the men and the ladies.
3.
The second one is so bad. It's like an all-time classic bad movie.
Yeah.
So now I see this, I'm like, okay, exposed brain for no reason. Let's go.
They said-
Psychic connections.
They said bad movie. Hold my beer.
Wow. I
Yeah.
gotta see this. Bill
So look,
Moseley.
I will say though, it's not the strongest in the whole oeuvre, but it's worth it.
It looks interesting.
Wow.
It's very, and when Jason back and when we first started the podcast, everything was interesting. So it's old time Jason
Shut up.
interesting.
I guess me.
Yeah, you.
All right. I went back and watched a movie from 2014, not Christmas related, but it takes place in Canada, so there's a lot of snow in it.
That
so
counts.
that
Go
counts,
Canada.
right?
Yeah.
I watched Kevin Smith's Tusk.
Oh,
movie.
that's a friggin' movie.
This movie, I've only seen it once, and the first time I watched it, I was like, "Wow, that was really weird." But I didn't really know if I liked it or didn't like it. But after watching it again, I can say that I really enjoy this movie on so many levels. So it basically stars Justin Long and Haley Joel Osment, and they're podcasters. And Justin Long goes to Canada to interview this kid who cuts off his leg in like a YouTube video. And when he gets there, the kid actually ends up killing himself before he can interview him. So he's kind of stuck for an interview in his podcast. Calls this random number that he found in a bar on the bathroom wall, and it ends up being like this crazy kooky guy who
Michael Parks
tells him like this crazy story about a walrus and how he became friends with him, and he drugs Justin Long and turns him into a fucking walrus. Like, it's the most insane movie ever.
Well, this was Kevin Smith getting high on his podcast, and they were just talking about this pretty much the dumbest idea they could come up with.
Exactly. And it's funny because like in the credits, like they play that whole the whole inception of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just him and his friend just like coming up with the most insane storyline.
But you know
never
what? They
seen
got
this.
Justin
never
Long
seen
and Michael
this?
Parks. They pulled
No.
this fucking movie off.
Justin Long should have got something for this movie.
It works so well. I don't and Johnny Depp is in it, and he has like
He's awesome in this.
he's
Oh,
so
yes.
crazy in this movie.
The French inspector.
Yeah, he plays Inspector LaPlante or something, or
Yeah, Guy Laplante. Was that his name?
Guy LaPlante. He has like the best monologues. Like he has like 3 really long monologues in this movie, and he just nails it. I don't know, man. I really enjoy this. I kind of wish, because I like the spin-off of this movie too, Yoga Hosers. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
have seen
I
that.
did see that,
I hate
unfortunately.
that
Horrible.
movie.
Do you see? I thought it was kind of
course.
kind of
you
fun.
do.
Yeah, you young stoner.
But
like all that
this
stuff.
is better. This is 100% better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched it because I was like, that sounds really stupid.
It
Dude,
is.
It sounds stupid, but like it works. And
You have to see
You
Tusk.
have to watch it. Yeah,
At least once.
I think you'll like it, dude. I think this
All
is
right.
totally your movie.
I rented it from Redbox and lost it, so I had to buy it. Like they just charge you after a while, and then I found it a year later in my cushion in my car. I'm like, well, now I own Tusk, but I didn't
Oh.
care. I was like, it was worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's on Showtime or Prime or one of those channels.
I need
Or
to
my
watch it.
house.
Damn it.
It's all watching at my house.
House.
All right, I'm on my way.
Come on. It's a 3-hour drive from now.
Is this my turn?
Your turn. Yuletide
Okay.
beatings.
I have watched what the hell? Oh, one Jack talked about, I think, a couple of weeks ago, called Untitled Horror Movie.
Oh yeah, that was shot during COVID.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw it was short, and I thought, oh, I'll check this out. See, I like the ingenuity some people had during COVID trying to shoot movies. So much like, was it Host?
Host.
Yeah.
The actors did all their own makeup, did all their own effects.
And this has Sweet Catherine McNamara in it.
My dog just
Wow.
came into the office. I was not expecting that.
Yay!
So this, obviously, this is going to be limited because it's literally these actors shooting. They're doing all their own effects and everything. And it's got horror stuff in it, but it's more of a comedy, I would say, than a horror movie. And it took me a little bit to kind of get the feel for this because the beginning is just the same scene over and over from different actors. And I was like, I don't know how much I'm liking this. But once all the actors are on screen together, the dialogue is really well written. Like they say some funny stuff to each other.
Oh, I'll watch this.
I'm telling you,
She
There's
looks like
dialogue.
that the whole time.
Sweet Catherine McNamara.
Jesus.
So I actually ended up really enjoying this. The horror stuff doesn't work all that well compared to the comedy. But again, it's up. I think a lot of that's just a product of what they're dealing with. Trying to make it look scary when you're choking yourself is really difficult to do.
Well,
But this is
not
a
for
fun
David
movie.
Carradine.
He's the master of it.
Wow, that's making fun of 2 suicides in one night. I'm on a roll.
nice.
I agree with you, Jason. It takes a little while to figure this movie out. And then once you kind of do and you settle in, you're like, oh, okay, this is funny.
I could see a lot of people turning it off inside of the first 5 or 10 minutes because you're just like, this is not. I was expecting a horror movie. This is some weird comedy that's on Zoom.
But
But
then you know how everybody went crazy for Host,
mhm.
Yeah.
and we were kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like we like the ingenuity of that, but it took itself so seriously. I kind of liked how this had more fun with it.
Even when things are like supposed to be their scariest, one of the characters is always saying something hilariously arrogant or stupid, or like answering a phone call from their agent when they think they're watching their friend die.
And who are the famous people? Isn't
The
um,
comedian at the end shows up. I can't think of her name. I already closed the window and I'm not going to open it back up.
There
So
we
yeah,
go. Not
there's some
worthy.
faces you'll recognize at the end. But this is a fun little movie. Like it's good ingenuity. Horror stuff, maybe isn't. It's not scary by any stretch, but the comedy works really well.
Where's
So
it
that's worth
at?
checking out.
Where can we find it?
Jesus.
Is it Amazon?
Well, I think so. That's usually where I watch stuff.
All right.
So go to Amazon. You know what? I got a link in the description, so I guarantee.
There we go. Find it there.
I just got that like an hour ago. I got that link, and now I don't even remember where I got it.
This is sad. You really did drink your brain cells away this weekend.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
I know Jack didn't. Jack's a good man.
I don't remember what I did this weekend.
He took an eggnog bath and looked at
Eggnog.
Sydney Sweeney pictures all night long.
Remember that eggnog we drank from Monster Man, the lactose free or whatever?
By the way, my
Gluten-free?
daughter bought that again this year.
Oh God.
And
Okay.
I said, go to Stu Leonard's, get me some real goddamn eggnog.
Get me my
It's terrible.
gluten. I watched a really good vampire movie. If you want to call it a vampire movie, the title is a lot. My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To.
Oh, I've heard of this movie.
I would nominate this as a main feature, but it's a Hunter. This kind of like your book Creature dealt with a caregiver and somebody who's ill, and
Mhm.
this is the same thing. So it's a brother and sister taking
This is
care
their
of each-
creature.
This is their creature. Doesn't quite reach the heights of creature.
Oh,
But similar in that their younger brother has an affliction, which happens to be vampirism. So they have to go like hunt victims, get them back, and drain them for him. And
I think I've
You know,
seen this movie.
the sister is kind of the boss and a little bit manipulative, and the older brother or he's conflicted about the whole thing, and so it's less about the kid who's just kind of like a shut-in and waiting for his family to bring him bowls of blood, and the toll it's taking on them. So it's
Mhm.
really, really good because they could have played this a lot of different ways, but they went with the through the eyes of a caregiver, So what was that movie where the woman with her mother had dementia that was like really depressing, but it was a good movie?
Oh,
Relic?
yeah.
Relic.
Yeah.
It's not quite as depressing as like that movie, but
Thank God.
it's kind of a tone like that. But it's I really liked it. But if we do it as a main feature, it's gonna have that kind of conversation. We're not like it's not gonna be a Titan. What a crazy ass movie. Let's like riff on it.
Well, really,
gonna be
what
like-
is Titan?
You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, yeah, so I could, really relate to the pain that this person is going through.
Yeah, scrap it.
But this is I
Fuck
dare
that.
say this is one of the best movies I've seen of the year.
Wow.
Damn.
I feel like those movies bring us together though, whereas movies like Titan divide us further.
Well, I think you felt divided, but the rest of us were on point. Even though I was in your camp. You
I don't know.
realize it. I said I was in your camp.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
about
might
that.
make my top 13 list, by the way.
I can't wait for our top 13.
I might make mine.
It might make it. Well, here's
I'll
a
tell
movie
you one
that
thing. That was one of the most memorable movies of the year.
Oh, by far.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
I'll
No
never
doubt.
forget that.
Never
Every
forget
time
that
I see a
experience.
fire engine screw a woman, I'll think of that movie.
You know what I always think of with that movie is this scene where all the guys are in this like homoerotic dance,
Yeah,
and this woman starts doing like a sexual dance on the fire truck, and they're all like, "Whoa,
Oh, too far.
what's happening here?" That was
so good.
Yeah, that was
Wow, that movie.
amazing. Okay.
Anyway,
So now I'm into Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 4. Here's
Yeah,
where we
man.
take a leap. This is directed by Brian Usna of Reanimator
Really?
From Beyond fame. Yes.
oh, hey,
And because he's
Producer.
involved in
Why?
this movie, he has brought in the powers of Clint Howard, who plays this kind of like homeless guy who helps out this coven
Clint
of
Howard's
witches.
in this.
Reggie Bannister is in it.
what?
Get
Maud
outta here.
Adams, Bond girl, is in this movie. And Elise Beasley, who, if you watched Moonlighting, was Ms. DePesto.
Moonlighting.
Yeah. So it centers around this woman who wants to kind of like, she works for this newspaper and she wants to kind of like, get the new story and, move up in the ranks. So what happens is one night this woman in the very beginning jumps from a building and spontaneously combusts. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Can we talk about that for a second? You can't just
I
show
don't
that.
know.
You can't show that screenshot and not explain.
Here's the thing. It's a Brian Usna movie, so there's weird shit everywhere. Because
Fair enough. I understand.
there's sex, like in the beginning, the redhead here, she's having sex with her fellow reporter or whatever, kind of explicit sex in a hotel.
Apparently, they made her puke on herself.
Yeah. So she gets
Wait,
kind
sex
of
doesn't make you throw up.
no,
Oh,
it does not.
that's
at
not
all.
that's not supposed to happen.
It's pants off, dance off time.
I would never throw up on my Lutsky shirt.
Yeah, so she gets kind of hooked up with this coven of witches who Maud Adams is kind of in charge of the coven. You would not know this is oh my god,
What the hell is that?
me and my kids, we keep
What
saying
the
we call this squid fingers. So there's body horror in this where she keeps getting squid fingers.
I want a Squid Fingers shirt.
And she does a shit ton with those squid fingers. Let me tell you.
Never squid finger on the first date.
Not without permission.
What is happening?
As crazy as this movie sounds, it's shitty. It's like really bad.
Well, I hate
Like-
to say it, Brian Usna is not a great director.
No.
He's a good producer.
Yes. I fell asleep
Oh,
midway through, and then my daughter the next day she goes, "Did you see what she did with the squid fingers?" I'm like, "Oh, I got to watch this now. Let me." So I put it back on. It's not very good, but some ways it's more enjoyable than 3. In some ways, 3 is more enjoyable than this. So 3 is funnier
oh.
in just the outlandishness. This is just like what the fucker Morier. There we go. What the fucker Morier.
So Society is like one of my favorite horror films of all time. So now I feel like I have to watch this movie.
There
'cause I was
is a
getting
definite society feel.
a lot of Society vibes from that. And this was only 2 years before that, so maybe this kind of like laid the groundwork for him to make Society.
Clint Howard is he's so bizarre in this. At one point, he is stripped down naked to have sex with this girl, while the witches kind of like push him into her. Jesus Christ, it's
Clint Howard was in Apollo 13.
yeah. Well, if you ever wanted to see Clint
And
Howard
this.
having sex, this is the movie right here.
I'm sold. You had me at
I'm so
Squid
sold.
Fingers, yeah.
I'm upset that I cannot watch these now until like next Christmases, so I can do them for So Bad It's Good, because this is just amazing.
Both of these movies are better than part 2.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean like for
Absolutely.
laughs?
Yeah, for laughs and like, what? Where are we going?
Really? Okay.
And
Oh,
I will
man.
tell you, Yuzna also helmed part 5.
God
Jesus.
damn.
At the
This
end of
is
this.
this is
Look at
cool.
this.
I'm-
Clint Howard with his
bad.
dick nose.
Too bad Yuzna wasn't a drinking word.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is this
I,
a woman in blackface?
No, it's just the bad lighting. But yeah, he wears a dick nose while he has sex. I think they're- like I thought he was going to do it with the dick nose, but he didn't.
Wow.
Oh my!
There's a lot of
God, okay.
worms coming in and out of people too.
Oh,
It's
don't
like-
say that too loudly. Barnard's gonna pop one.
Are they from Tokyo? So
Oh my god.
Holy
worth the watch.
shit!
Telling you,
I-
this
Damn,
movie
man.
surprised me.
Tomorrow's going to be an interesting Wednesday for sure.
I'm gonna be at my in-laws for Christmas. Maybe I'll just put on like part 4 in the background. See how long it takes someone to notice.
That's a good choice.
Just look casually. Wait for the squid fingers.
Squid Fingers. Sounds like a
Right.
snack at like a ball game or something.
Oh,
Like a
God.
Get
Dodger
your squid
Stadium.
fingers here. Get your squid fingers.
Dodger Stadium would serve some crap like that.
All right. Are you guys ready for some Nicolas Cage talk?
Yes.
Oh, I
course.
know what you're going to talk about.
By the way, new trailer dropped today for a new Nicolas Cage movie that's coming out where he plays himself in the goddamn movie. And
Being,
it's
heard
all
about
about
this.
him.
being Nicolas Cage.
Dude, it is the most insane thing I've ever seen. You have to drop everything and go watch that trailer.
What's it called?
What is it called? Hold on. Hold please. I'll Google
I
it.
just saw like on Twitter was like Nicolas Cage in his ultimate role.
And it has like a
Nicolas Cage.
star-studded cast. Like the guy who plays the Mandalorian is like one of the stars in it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. A lot of people. I can't find the fucking thing. I don't know. Somebody look it up and get back to us. It has a weird name. But like, yeah, he literally plays himself in the movie. And it looks awesome. Anyway, I watched Prisoners of the Ghostland, which just hit Shudder like a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Of course, anything with Nicolas Cage in it, I'm gonna watch it. Right? This is a
Fair
given.
enough.
And this was also produced by Elijah Wood's production
Oh,
company.
Oh, I
Really?
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm curious because this was a potential main feature fodder.
Yeah, so it's weird. He basically it basically takes place in like this post-apocalyptic world. And I think it's like I'm not sure if it's set actually in Japan or it just has like a lot of like Japanese like culture and just like basic like look and feel to it. But basically he's a prisoner because he did something wrong and he's been sent to prison. And Bill Moseley plays like this governor of this region. And he's looking for someone, this girl that he's missing. I think it's his daughter.
Oh,
And,
I forgot. You mentioned Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
He plays the killer in Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, wearing the weird head thing.
I was gonna say like that looked like Bill Moseley, but I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if it was him or like the same guy who from the other movies. But that's awesome. So that kind of ties into this. Bill Moseley's great in this. He's not in it that long, but he plays basically the guy who breaks Nicolas Cage out of prison for Nicolas Cage to go on this adventure to find this missing woman. And it's just kind of weird, man. It's just like a weird movie with like some action and just general like weird, bizarre imagery. I don't know. Did I like it? It wasn't like my favorite thing I've seen. It's not gonna hit my top 13. But it's Nicolas Cage and he's entertaining, and it's definitely an entertaining movie, and it looks really cool. And I do like this kind of like dystopian thing they have going on. So overall, it's on Shudder. It's worth a watch. It just didn't like blow me away like I was kind of expecting it to. So
Where's Nicolas Cage? Oh, there he is.
there he is. Yeah, they hold up a bank in the beginning of the movie. That's how he goes to jail, because he robs a bank with the wrong person, and then that person gets him caught, kind of like that the movie Wild at Heart, where he also robs a bank. And
Is there anybody in the world having more fun than Nicolas Cage?
no,
just-
dude, that guy's living the
He
life.
just goes and makes whatever movie he wants. It just has fun.
Well, I
Yeah,
think he needs the money essentially, and
He
that's
really
kind of
does.
that's kind of what he like makes fun of himself in that trailer for that new movie where he plays himself, because it's like the beginning of the trailer, he's sitting in a hot tub with Neil Patrick Harris, who plays his agent in the movie. and Neil Patrick Harris is like, I got a job for you. You have to go to this rich guy's mansion and just attend his birthday party. That's the plot of the movie. and the rich guy is Pedro Pascal. And he's like, Nicolas Cage is like, I'm not fucking doing that. What are you, fucking crazy? And he's like, Nick, he's going to pay you $1 million. He's like, I'm in. Like, that's the start of the movie.
The name of the movie is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yes.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
That's what we were going to call the news segment on this show.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, Prisoner
All
of Ghostland.
I still want to
worth
watch
watching.
it.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
yeah.
Is it better than Pig? Which one would you rather watch again?
I don't know. Pig was like a one-time viewing for me. I don't think I'd ever watch that again. This I also have like no desire to ever watch again. But
I've been
if I had
jonesing to
pick
watch
one.
I've
would
been
probably
jonesing to watch Color Out of Space again.
Yeah, that one's great, dude. I love
By
it,
the
man.
way, one of our listeners here, one of the chat people, Sober and Silly, found out that his cousin is the producer of Color Out of Space, Mandy, quite a few movies that we love.
Also
So-
produced by Spectrovision.
Get
all
them
those
on.
movies.
Get them on.
I
Get
said
them
that's your
on.
goal, dude. Get her on here.
Oh,
All right, Jason, what do you got?
Well, first I have to unmute myself. Goddamn genius. I watched a movie on Shudder called Death Valley. It popped up. It was new. It had a monster on the cover, so I was
like that
instantly
cover.
okay, sold. I like this movie. It's kind of derivative of Resident Evil and
I was
Doom.
Gonna say like it looks like Nemesis. That
Yeah. It feels like those two movies, but with 1/100th of the budget. Some mercenary guys are called in to go to this underground bunker to save a woman who put out a distress signal. I think she's supposed to be a scientist, and they're supposed to go in and rescue her. And when they get there, they have to fight some local militants, and then they have to kind of fight their way in, and then they get down, and there's this creature down there that's chasing the woman. And the biggest thing holding this movie back, honestly, is the budget. But it still looks really good. The creature work is really solid. The acting of the three main actors is good.
Mhm.
Some of the side
hell is that?
characters, blood.
Steve Barnard's pillow.
So gross.
Yeah, like the creature looks pretty cool. And like I said, some of the acting from the side characters isn't great. But that's probably just because, when you're paying people $4 to be in your movie, sometimes you're gonna have to deal with that. And some of the action scenes outside actually looked really good. There's some explosions. A lot of the gunfire stuff looks really cool. It's just this movie is definitely on the smaller side, but they did a good job masking it as best they could. I mean, I kept thinking, does this have the budget of like a Full Moon Productions movie? It just looks way better. Like, the guy who shot it, and it's solid. It's solid. I just don't want people going in thinking it's going to be Aliens, because they just clearly didn't have the money. But they knew they wanted to do a fun kind of action movie. and they went for it. So if you can ignore some of the budgetary constraints, this one's worth a watch on Shudder. It's one of those on Shudder that I'm like, this is why I'm subscribed here. Because had I rented this, maybe I'd have been like, not as happy. But for a Shudder watch, it was some pretty good stuff.
It's got a monster. I like it.
Yeah, and it's directed by the guy who played PG in Psycho Goreman.
What?
Get out.
Matthew Nineber?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Him.
There you go. He was Psycho Goreman in Psycho
Anything
Goreman.
this man can't do.
You better
So-
do Psycho Goreman 2.
Got to see Death Valley just to give this guy some props.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm on it.
Wow.
Curious what you think.
All right, Lutsky T.
Hell may have froze over, my friends.
Oh Jesus.
I think for perhaps the first
you
time
buy
in
a
the
book?
history of this show, I'm the only person who read a book this week.
Oh,
But did you
my-
buy
God,
it?
wow, you are.
But did you buy it?
I paid
Yeah.
for it in blood.
Yeah, he didn't buy it.
So you got it for free.
He did.
This is my autographed copy of Misfits by Hunter Shea,
I'm contributing to the
Connecticut's
disease
own
You're an
Melon
enabler.
Heads.
You're an enabler.
that is. Well, yeah, because that's your book, Jack.
This is my book, and I appreciated the kind words in it. That was awesome. But so this is in the 90s in Connecticut. There is a legend. There's a real legend in this state about these mutants who live out in the woods in Trumbull.
The Campeses?
Yes, the John Cooker Melon Campeses,
Oh.
the Melon Heads. And Hunter has put his take on the Melon Heads, and I was getting such a kick out of this book because it's in the 90s. It's a bunch of kind of burnout kids, and they are dealing with the Melon Heads in this town, Millbury, and it's almost like the our gang kids are teenagers now, and they have
life hasn't been good to them.
Life hasn't been good to them, and they have to fight these like cannibalistic mutants with whatever junk they have laying around. They are not like let's go raid the gun store, or one of us happens to be a hunter and we've got a great arsenal. No, they've got whatever is laying around, what they have. So
Fireworks.
they have to create fireworks and BB guns and things like that. But which is like if we were in high school, that's kind of like what your weapons would be.
Exactly.
So a fun read the whole way through. And then Hunter, God bless you, because I finished this book last night. I frigging love the ending of this book. The last 15 pages of this book are the best. Oh God. I love the ending. It's such a great
turn.
ending. Yeah. So highly recommend. No bias here.
Yeah.
If he didn't like it, he wouldn't talk about it. He's just like, it's on the shelf.
Yeah, really.
Done.
But like I said, I was enjoying it the whole time, but it seriously elevated. The ending of the book is so great.
And I had no idea how that book was ending until I wrote it. Just
And
I
what
was
is-
like, I don't know how the fuck I'm finishing this.
As it was unfolding, I was just laughing because I know you. I'm just like, you sick bastard.
Happy endings for everybody.
I have
So-
not read this yet. I need to get to it. God damn it.
Oh yeah.
So, yet another fun read. I always look forward to your third acts, and this one wasn't quite as insane as some of the other ones until you put the cherry on top of the
I
end
give you
there.
what you need eventually.
Yeah, good. And now seriously, the Vinegar Syndrome store that he went to is like here, and then if you go straight north, we can be where the real Melonhead legend is. Like
That's a day. That's a day
Yeah,
plan right
we
there.
can easily do
Oh
that.
yeah.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
But well done, man.
Thank you,
It takes
sir.
me so freaking long. I like read this and then I didn't read for like 2 months anything. And then I finally got back
I
to it.
refuse to read.
I was just so life was like not at the point where I was like had
It's
time to read.
understandable.
So
You made it.
but thumbs up. So I'll get something
proud.
on Goodreads this week too.
Yay. All right.
Very nice.
Believe it or not, I'm finishing with Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5, and I can tell you it is by far the best in the series. And that's no freaking joke.
Get out of here. Really?
Right?
Michael Clark dropped the vanilla faces just now.
Oh, thank you.
Mikey.
Stepping in.
Well done.
So this movie stars Mickey Rooney, who, when Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1 came out, was very public about how people should just boycott the movie. You shouldn't do this to Santa. Santa is precious because he played Santa. But now here he is in Part 5, where he plays Joe Petto, the toy maker in town.
Pedo. Oh my god.
Wow.
And he has a son who's in his late teens named Pino, who looks and moves kind of weird. Now, Joe Petto isn't just a toy maker. He's also an abusive alcoholic. Mickey Rooney is fucking awesome in this movie. But I digress. It starts with little Derek, who's the boy on the cover there. He goes, the doorbell rings. Of course, he watches his parents banging. That's how you know it's a Yuzna movie. So he gets to watch that for a while. Then he answers the door, and there's a package there. It says, "Don't open till Christmas." He brings it in. Father gets mad at him. And he says, you're not supposed to answer the door, especially at night. Go upstairs, go to bed. So the father opens the present. And there's this little tiny like red ball, looks like Santa's belly. And then it starts to twirl around. You see Santa's face. And then it turns around to an angry Santa face. And then the ball proceeds to kill him while the kid watches from the stairs. So by the time the mother gets down, this guy's too late. He's fallen on an andiron. A poker's gone through his eye or something, and he's dead. And the kid no longer speaks. He's gone mute from the trauma of watching this happen. The girl who was the reporter in Part 4 is back in this movie, this time playing the neighbor with a son who's like 10 years old. I think she's the same. She has the same name. And she threw out one line that kind of hints she's the same woman. She goes, yeah, I've been through some stuff before. So it's the same woman, but it has no bearing on this movie whatsoever. And what's his name? Clint Howard is also back in this movie, but not as the character from before. He is playing a mall Santa at one point.
So there's like a Silent Night, Deadly Night multiverse.
This is definitely the multiverse. Yuzna just brought all his friends back, including Conan Yuzna, who was in both movies.
That's insane.
The Yuzna-verse.
So this movie is so much fun. There's stalking. There's like some dude stalking them, and you don't know what the hell's going on. There's sex in the backseat of a car in a parking lot. That's pretty hot. But it's the Mickey Rooney versus his son Pino shit that takes this to a whole other level. I'll watch this movie every Christmas from now on. It's Christmas from the beginning. The beginning, there's a tree and there's lights. You know it's Christmas. There's presents and toys and murder and just plain madness. This movie is insane. And I love it. And I wish Mickey Rooney was alive to make Part 6.
I don't even know how to handle that description.
It's the best of them all.
This is the best Christmas present you've ever given us, is watching these three movies and describing them for us.
Thank you. I mean, it's the most coherent of them. It's kind of there's no body horror or psychic abilities or whatever, but there is Joe Petto and Pino, and that's all you need to know.
Wow. Okay.
Can't wait.
All right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to be a triple feature all day.
Nice.
Man.
All right. Are we done?
I'm done.
We're all done. All right. Let's move on to the main feature, which is Coming Home in the Dark.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
All right. So I went into this movie not knowing anything about it. I refused to even read the description on Netflix.
Same.
But then when I saw it's from New Zealand, I got kind of excited because they don't F around down there. They don't have time to waste on garbage.
Holds true.
So who, and I mean you, Jack, below me, wants to synopsize this movie?
What do you want him to do?
Below you.
Yeah, you're below me right there,
Okay.
right? On the Brady Bunch.
Stop.
Look at Tim. Jason.
Oh wait, how's it?
Yeah, right. It's hard to do.
Wait, can I interrupt?
Yes.
Speaking of the Brady Bunch,
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine texted me the other night because on Lifetime there was a Christmas movie called Blending Christmas. Hillary Duff's sister,
Haley.
Haley Duff,
Why do I
and
know
some
this?
other guy. The guy's father or her father, Greg Evigan.
Greg
then-
Ebb from BJ and the Bear.
From BJ and the Bear, and then as the rest of the family, cousins or whatever, many of the Brady Bunch, Greg, Peter, and Bobby and Cindy, and then the Jan from the movies, not the TV Jan, on
Right.
like a Zoom call, occasionally on an iPad, and then cousin Oliver is in the band at the Christmas party at the end. Robbie Wrist. Just
the killer of the series.
Just quick, if you're looking for a Christmas movie on Lifetime.
Wow.
Which I'm always.
I think I watched that one.
Really?
Kept waiting for
Listen,
Marcia.
my wife is obsessed with Christmas movies on Hallmark Channel.
Yep.
I've watched at least one every night, unfortunately.
Holiday in Handcuffs. Have you watched that one?
She's watched that one, so I don't have to ever watch it again, thank God.
The Christmas Cookie.
Oh my God, just so many one. They're all the
I know your
same.
pain.
They're all the same. It's the same
Yeah.
movie. Just
So you and your wife both like garbage.
Well,
Yes.
it's comforting. As my wife explains, it's very comforting. It's like slippers.
Well, I mean,
Warm,
look,
fuzzy slippers.
half of these are probably Keith Cooper movies.
listen, I take an Ambien. and-
Yeah.
Actually, I told her to watch some Keith Cooper movies. I've tried to pull
Yeah.
them up for her. Just try to, because at least I'll have something invested in it.
You know, the writing won't suck.
I usually just take an Ambien and see how long I can last before I pass out.
Then I get up and drive the car all night long. Wake up in the driveway. What? Oh,
Merry
all right,
Christmas,
Jack.
I'm taking my Ambien.
Okay, so this movie is nothing like a Lifetime or Hallmark Christmas movie
A terrible
whatsoever.
lifetime.
How the hell did we even start talking about
The Brady Bunch. The Brady
Jack
Bunch.
wanted to go
God.
to Brady Bunch.
Damn it! How this is the furthest from a Christmas movie we could possibly watch.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, this is a punch in the nuts movie.
I'm going to keep the description short because we'll wait for spoilers. This is a family, mother, her two sons, and I guess their stepfather.
Is it their stepfather?
I didn't get.
Yeah.
the
I
impression
think
it
he's
was
their
his
father.
I think stepfather. They call him Hoagie.
Yeah,
Oh.
but maybe that's a New Zealand thing.
Yeah,
I thought it was father too. But who knows?
I also
I'll take your word for it.
Although he
Looked
seemed
in-
too white to be their dad.
I
You might be right.
did a little research on it. So
Oh,
stepfather.
I
Sorry.
realized you
Wow.
researched the movie.
What's the
But
name of the writer
we
who wrote the short
apologize.
story it's based on, Mr. Researcher?
His name is Chad Lutsky.
This does feel like a Chad Lutsky story, actually.
Yeah, I know. So much fun.
Under his pen name Rad Lutsky.
Lutsky.
So anyway, they're on a vacation out in the middle of nowhere in New Zealand, and a couple of kind of, I don't know, vagrants, shady dudes happen upon them and end up abducting them, and things go to hell from there, and they kind of go on a road trip from hell, and we start to kind of learn the motives behind the why this has happened as it unfolds,
Mhm.
and some pretty brutal and shocking things happen along the way.
Holy shit. To
Feel good
say
movie of the
the
year.
least.
Hmm.
Yeah. I had the jingle tingles through this whole movie.
Mhm.
I
I
laughed.
can't wait to hear what you guys thought of this because I saw it and I'm glad none of you watched the trailer, and I couldn't wait to see your reaction because
I was like, oh, I got some time in the afternoon. Let's pop this in. This should be fun. Jason, what did you think?
I mean, I liked it a lot. I don't know that I'll watch it again because whew, it was rough. I mean, this is a rough watch. You know, at the beginning, I don't know. I thought it was going to go a different direction than it did. I'm glad it I can't say much without going into spoilers. I'm glad it didn't become what I thought it was going to become. But it was intense. It took me about 5 minutes for my brain to rewire so I could understand what in the hell they were saying. But then once it clicked, I was okay. I didn't need to put subtitles on. But
I did, and I
put
never
'em
do
on.
that.
yeah, see, it took me about 5 minutes and then I was fine. But at the beginning, I was like, Jesus, I have no idea what these guys are saying. I thought all the acting was great. Like I said, it was just intense, man. Like, they did a good job, like peaks and valleys. Like they'd kind of everything's fine, and then shit goes down again. And I ended up really liking it. But is it one of my favorites? Yeah, I'm not gonna be revisiting every Christmas.
Well, you don't want the Blu-ray.
But it is good. I hate saying it like that, but it's like this. It's almost like The Strangers for me, where I'm like, oh, it's a really good movie. I don't think I'll ever watch that again.
Oh, my wife watches that constantly.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Oh, all right, Tim.
Oh man, I feel the exact same way. This is like one of those movies where it's like, I don't like this, but I like this. Like it's like, yeah, it's a movie I'll probably never watch again. But it was really well made. The script I thought was pretty solid. The acting was great because in a movie like this, you really need that acting to pull through, because without that, this movie would be not good at all. But yeah, there's some shocking things that happen in this movie. We'll get into it in spoilers, but like the end of the first act, I was like, I like jumped. I was like so surprised that they did that.
Yeah.
And from then on, it just becomes like this kind of, it's a weird movie. It's like a home invasion movie that doesn't take place at home.
No, yeah. It's a
That's what it
personal
felt like
space
to me.
invasion movie.
Yeah, it was like a home invasion road trip movie, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I know, Jack, you love this movie.
I thought it was great. Again, this is high up on my list this year but same thing as you. I just knew this was going to be sort of a road hostage kind of movie, and there's enough movies we can cite in that vein. So I was sort of expecting the template for that. And then nope. They say, no, we're going to change this up a little bit. So the first act happened and they had me hooked. And then the pace slows down a little bit in the second, but they still keep kicking you in the gut. And then the ending isn't what you think it's going to be. So I was like, wow. Number one, like I couldn't wait to see what your reactions were to especially the first act of this movie. And yeah, it's a brutal movie. But at the same time, it's like I said, I think it's one of the better movies this year, and I really enjoyed it. I'd watch it again in a world where, I'm not always trying to find something new to watch.
Right.
Yeah, it's not for the quality of the film that I wouldn't watch it again. It's because I don't like getting
content.
kicked in the nuts all that.
The
often.
emotion. Yeah.
Oh, I watched the first act like 3 times. It was hilarious.
sick
I
bastard.
absolutely love this movie. I like a movie that makes me uncomfortable. This definitely did it because I'm so dead inside. It takes so much to do anything to me emotionally. This nailed it. The beginning, before the sun goes down, the visuals are stunning.
Yeah.
Like especially when they're hiking, it's like, holy cow, why am I here? Fuck America. I should just get to New Zealand. I mean, this is ridiculous. Gorgeous. That gate going down on the first act, I screamed. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy cow. I can't believe you did that. And then I was like, I'm in for the ride at that point. Because it's like that, and that's when you do that, all your expectations are out the window. And now you're on you're on very unsteady ground. You don't know what to expect anymore. And I wish more movies would do that. They play it so safe. They did not play this safe. It's based on a short story from like the mid-90s, which I thought, and I had to research it after, I thought it was based on a real life thing. Because at the core, I'm like, yeah, I could see this happening. This is probably a real thing. It's not. But yeah, where it took it and the characters, how they kind of turned a little bit in this, I was blown away. This will definitely be my top 10 for sure for the year because
Yeah,
it's
me
a
too.
powerful movie.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I watched this movie without the sound. It's so just gorgeous to look at least in the beginning. But I did have to put the whatchamacallit, the closed caption on because I was like,
The
I can't
words.
understand them. I was like, what is he saying? But I didn't want to miss anything either.
No, because they're compelling characters. It's good. Tim, you said it. It's great acting by everybody,
Yeah.
but also like they're you hate these guys, but they're compelling.
Right. Like Tina said, I did not enjoy it at all. I didn't enjoy it, but I love the art that went into it and the power of the storytelling. I thought
Did you see the blooper reel after the credits? It was hilarious.
Was Tom DeLuise in there? His corpse.
Dun, dun, dun.
The two villains, oh man, did they nail it.
Yeah.
Like, totally
If they
different
ever do a
characters.
remake of Twin Peaks, that other guy's got to play Killer Bob.
Yeah, he was Tubbs. I kept thinking of Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Because Tubbs and who was the other guy? Oh,
Mandrake,
Mandrake.
the magician.
I love the guy who made fun of his name at one point. I'm like, that's right. Right in your face, you stupid.
Yeah, so I had heard about this movie and kind of just bookmarked it. And then I'm, looking for something to watch one night. And I'm like, oh, Netflix. Here you go. And then as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, this is the main feature. Oh my goodness. What have I
Yeah.
found here? As soon as the thing happens.
Mhm.
I was
Oh, is that
actually
when you
shocked.
texted us?
I don't remember I texted you while I was watching it or afterwards, but it was not long after I'd watched it.
I was surprised this is a Netflix movie.
They had
Yeah.
to have bought it. They had to have bought it, right? There's no way they produced this.
But still that they even
I think
bought
they
it.
bought it, yeah.
How did they beat Shudder to this?
This is what I wish they would do with all of their movies. Just buy them from people who know how to make them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm never getting a deal with Netflix after this show.
Nah,
After
it's
all
all
the episodes of me trashing them.
if you did anyway, you wouldn't even get the subscription to watch your own goddamn movie. As we've learned.
I think that's Shudder that is stingy.
Oh, that's I Shudder. Sorry.
Should
Netflix
we
has money to spare.
we all kind of recommend this, right? Should we go into spoilers?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's 4
Do
thumbs
it.
up.
Don't know if I'd recommend it per se, but it's a good movie.
I'm gonna recommend it to every old person in a nursing home.
Oh my
I'm gonna say, hey, you need something to watch for New Year's Eve? Here you go.
This is for mothers with teenage boys. Recommend it to all of them.
Oh my god.
Oh, you love
Okay,
your
so-
kids?
Get out of here if you have not watched this movie because you don't want to get spoiled on here. But now
Yeah.
that we're into spoilers, let's get to the good stuff. You meet this family. These guys come. They hold him at gunpoint. And then another van pulls up across the water,
Yeah.
turns around and leaves. Then the guy says, "You're going to look back on this and wish that you had done something
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
Yes.
like, oh boy.
or whatever." Then they proceed to shoot both of the sons and kill them.
Mhm.
I mean,
And nobody saw that coming.
No.
Yeah, there was no hints. It was just like bang bang. It was like in football, right? When there's a bang bang play, that's what it was. It was like
yeah.
cut, boom, he just took them off.
Boom,
Took
Joe
him out.
Theismann's leg is gone.
It makes you jump though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
what?
And
Yeah,
then
it
you're
was a
like, wait,
quiet
are they
movie
dead?
for
Are they
most.
dead?
Yeah.
I was waiting for it to
Yep.
be like rock salt or something.
Yeah. And they spent a significant amount of time setting up that one of the brothers is an asshole and one of them's nice.
Hmm.
And you think it's going to be like the family coming together through this ordeal.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, no. So yeah, you do that now. You've pulled the rug out from under us. Now we're going. Well, we've got like an hour and change to go. What is going on in this movie?
Yeah.
We just learned you should stay away from Tina. She laughed when the shot
Yeah,
hits.
really. We were going to come hang out with you for the holidays, Tina, but now we're scared shitless.
I like her. I like it. I like her.
Oh my god! By the way,
Well, then-
I like the thing that Tubbs does with water. Did you
Oh,
whatever?
yeah,
he
yeah.
does
Oh, yeah, what
something he
was
doesn't
that?
Like he rinses his hands with water and just does that flicks the water around his face thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's strange.
But you know you like it.
I know I like it. I think I'm going to start doing it at work to get people to stay away from me. Just randomly pour water in my hands and just do this and say nothing.
It's effective.
Keep me COVID free during the holidays.
So then they get in the car and they're doing
French-free.
a road trip to an undisclosed location.
By the way, let's not forget, I thought they killed the mom. When he
She was
hit her with the
unconscious
stock of
for
that rifle.
so long
She was
that
out
she
for a
definitely
while.
has brain damage.
Yeah.
She had to be unconscious because she would have been such a basket case from her sons being shot that
Yeah.
the only way to get her in the car was to have her unconscious.
Her reaction.
Oh.
Yeah,
Several
when she
times in
woke
that
up.
movie is
Oh,
fucking-
that was brutal.
Oh, woke up in the car? Oh,
Yeah. God.
I was like, I hope they
So-
didn't make her do that
It
too
was
many times.
that was uncomfortable to watch. That was probably the worst part of the movie for me, to be honest, was when she woke up and she's just her screaming. It felt authentic.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, they're talking, and the Mandrake is sort of this charming psychopath.
It's like
Yeah.
a dirty Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah,
New Zealand Timothy Elephant.
dirty
Yeah.
elephant. They get to a gas station, and what's the main guy's name? I forget.
Larry
Hoagie.
Hoagie.
I like a good hoagie with
Mhm.
ham and cheese.
We
Yeah.
call him Sub around here.
Stubs.
We call them subs, too.
Wedges.
Yeah, Wedge. Grinder.
Grinder.
He says he's got to go to the bathroom, unscrews a handle, scratches a help message in the toilet seat, and steals a couple of screws.
Hmm.
And as they're passing by the guy who runs the gas station, Mandrake starts to sort of engage with the gas station attendant.
Yeah. It's a
And
short
then,
engagement.
Proceeds to beat the guy to death outside of the gas station. Another kind of like, didn't quite expect that to happen.
Well, because the way they did it was kind of cool. So like he comes out of the bathroom after he scrawled that message on the toilet seat, and then he kind of gets away with it, or you think he's going to get away with it because Mandrake doesn't go in there to double check or do anything, and they leave. They have that weird exchange too, where he's like, he makes up an excuse of why he has like the blood on him or whatever, and then Mandrake's like, no. It's like, no. Tell them another story. That was kind of like a cool exchange. But then they drove off, right? And then he like
It turns right around.
Yeah, you think he's gonna get away with it, and then he just kind of makes a loop and loops back in, goes inside, beats the shit out of him with like a fire extinguisher,
Yeah.
and murders him essentially, and sends them on their way.
Well, if you don't have money for ciggies, how else are you going to get it?
True,
Makes
he did
sense.
need cigarettes. Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty interesting scene character wise, just because, first of all, after they kill the kids, I don't know how you just sit in the car and let them drive you around. Like, like you're dead. You have to understand
You're
you
not
are
getting out
dead.
of this. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're dead
like-
inside anyway. What
Like,
does it
wreck
matter?
the car, whatever. But then when he kills the gas station attendant, it's like, oh, this dude is like, this isn't just a revenge tour or something. This
He's
dude
just
is
psychotic.
He's
Yeah.
fucking nuts. And
Well-
like, there's no getting out of this unless you do something.
Speaking of that, I gotta watch it again because I was confused because you assume that they targeted them, but then when he asks them, he goes, "No,
Yeah.
you just happened to be there, and we recognized you." And
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe him. I got to read the short story now.
No, I thought it was because of the whole like the boys institution thing.
Right, but
I don't think they knew who they were at the beginning until they got his ID and then heard him say hoagie, and they were like, "What did you say?" And I
Because
think that's when it clicked that they knew him.
That
I
was
think it
just
was
a
random
coincidence,
encounter.
though.
well, that's
Oh.
what Mandrake said.
That's
Well,
what
you,
he
you
said.
see a car at the side of the road at the beginning, which means that those guys had killed somebody else on the road.
Right.
Mhm.
So were they just going around and robbing people, or
That's what I think.
or was that somebody else from the? Because
And he
that
did
road
say
that road leads to that home.
he did say it's a small country.
Yeah, I took it as it was a random coincidence that happened, and like they were going to kill them, and then heard Hoagie, and then decided, oh, we're going to fuck with this guy.
Right.
Oh,
That
I
is
thought it
true
was
though,
more
because when he said,
targeted.
because what did you call him? He said
Yeah.
Hoagie.
There's only 5 million people in New Zealand.
That's like,
It's like
less
half the
than
population of
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
There probably is only one hoagie there too. You know, how many hoagies? How many hoagies do you know?
There's
Paul
more
Hogan.
Hoagie shops than people named Hoagie.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of crazy. It's like, oh well, that would be my freaking luck.
Yeah, I was thinking it was all set up until he said that. He was like, "We weren't hunting for you," and then I was
Right.
thinking about the conversation thing. I was like, "Oh shit, they did really react to the Hoagie name."
Yeah. That's why I want to watch it again. I want to see, like, just
I don't
really
wanna
study
watch
those
this movie.
interactions.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
ju-
good. I'm good.
I'll
Just
just-
let me know.
I'll just read the Wikipedia plot synopsis and.
But
call it a
we
day.
do find out that Hoagie was a teacher at the school in the 80s and 90s that abused these boys. That was like a way school for, I guess, for wayward boys, or
Mhm.
maybe you make them wayward by the way you treat them. By the way, a lot of the treatment they said, I'm like, "Fuck, they did this to us in high school." I mean, it wasn't much different.
You got the wire
Um,
brush treatment.
The water brush.
We used to get the Bic razor and dry shaving in the freaking hallways.
This
Wow.
explains.
It's
This
like you
explains a
finish,
lot about you.
yeah, you finish, like your neighbor finishes and they give it to you. They go, shave that shit off your lip right now, or shave the back of your hair, or they cut your hair and shit.
We used to get pedicures in the student center.
That was all boys Catholic school. I went to school with P. Diddy. That's what made us both fucked in the head. So yeah, I thought honestly, the way they were talking about it, I go, is this based on like a real, like, was there a school that actually did this? But it wasn't. But it gave this real deeper meaning to really. It wasn't just, yeah, it was random, but it was fortuitous for these guys who wanted to get a chance to get back to this dude.
Well, then
Yeah.
there was also sort of a promising young woman thing here where the people who were just watching were viewed as guilty
Hmm.
as much as the people who perpetrated the crime. But then the person seeking revenge also wasn't the victim. It was somebody who was watching.
Right, that's the
Right.
thing too. Like, that was kind of cool because at the end, when he tells the story of the kid who I guess Hoagie witnessed the abuse of, and like they hinted for a second that Mandrake might have been that person,
Mhm.
and then he was like, "It wasn't me," or like, "It doesn't matter if it was me or not." Like,
Yeah,
you're still guilty, and I'm good. Like,
we're all the same
still...
to you, and you're all the
we're-
same to me.
Yeah, which was like kind of an interesting concept, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought all that stuff was interesting because every time he spoke, you're like, this dude is like, he's got it together. This is a smart guy. Like, he's rational. But then his actions were utterly insane.
Yeah.
Like, he would
Yeah.
just be talking calmly one minute and then executing teenagers the next. And then he's calm again. It was wild. That guy
It's
really nailed it.
He did. That's what made him so scary. And I loved the mother. Just her character, I loved, and what she ended up doing.
She just threw herself out of a car, right? And then she kind of like disappears. Like,
Well, then
did
she
we ever-
Yeah,
flipped
she
over
did
the
the-
railing
the,
into the water.
The Harrison Ford.
Yeah, she dove
Yeah.
into the river.
Yeah, she got away. Then we were.
She's dead. Like,
Oh,
she
she's
wanted
dead.
to
Was she?
die.
Because
Well,
they
they
did some
never
shots.
tell you.
Yeah, they did some shots that made it look like she was alive, and then there was one shot where she was floating,
She's
and I
just
couldn't tell
floating
if she was
dead on the
which way
current,
she
I think.
was.
She was already dead. Like, you watch your two sons go, you're dead.
Yeah.
Inside, you're not recovered. And I think she was just like, and she'd lost her husband. She'd lost her faith in her husband too, as they forced the confession out of him.
Hmm.
Which she said the perpetrator and the person who watches, they're different crimes, but they live on the same
They
street.
live on the same street. That was a good
That was a
line.
great line.
Hmm.
But yeah, when she just flipped over the edge, I was just like, yeah, I think she's
That's
gone.
like the guy who makes the hoagie and the guy who eat it. They live on the same street.
They're in the same sandwich shop.
Yeah.
They were different.
Chad brought up something that I wanted to talk about too. When Tubbs shoots Mandrake. at
Oh,
the
yeah.
end. Why?
Because the teacher
Well-
got into his head.
He was mortally wounded, wasn't he?
Well,
Who?
he was fucked.
The
Mandrake. He was
Mandrake
brain
was
dead.
like, yeah,
Had
like he
beating.
was. I think it was like a mercy kill.
Really? See, I took it as I didn't know if he was upset because Mandrake took him there and he really did not want to be at that school.
Yeah, that's
Or
kind of how I felt too.
that's kind of how I took it. Because at first I was like, was he tired of this guy killing everybody? But I don't actually.
I think that was
it.
part of it. But if he had been standing up perfectly fine, I don't know if he would have reached over and shot him. He had the opportunity because his friend was floundering on the ground. So he's like,
I didn't. I don't know if either one of those guys have mercy, to be honest. But
The way I interpreted it was because after he does it, he's like, I hate this place, right? And then he kind of just bounces.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was just like almost like a metaphor of him like ending that whole period of his life and kind of moving on. So like that's why he killed him.
he didn't want to get out of the car when they got there.
Yeah.
Chad's got a good kind of the good point there. Combination of
I think the
not wanting
teacher
to do
and the
that.
wife also got in because they kept going. So you always do what he tells you.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, they were working him a little
don't
bit.
be
you're
his tool. And then, I mean, maybe the whole thing. Maybe it was coming back to the scene of the destruction of his soul, where he had maybe a chance of redemption.
Well, also, it'd be like if you and P. Diddy were on a revenge thing and you're like, I want to get these people, and he just starts shooting everybody along the way, like, hey, they're not part of the mission. Stop killing them, P. Diddy.
Can we
know,
do I
push
have
that
to
to
keep-
Hollywood right now? Like a fucking Hunter Shea P. Diddy revenge.
Do I have to kill?
movie?
I have
But-
to kill Dids. All right.
No, like just a buddy revenge thriller.
I'm sure in real life
With
he'd
you-
kill me because he was an underclassman. and
No,
we
you
could
guys are
treat
Calms the
them well.
desert.
same team. You guys are a team up.
Yeah.
You're a duo.
like another 48 hours.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm so in. I got him on the phone.
That'd be amazing.
My friend went to
Polish
school
up
with
your Nick
J-Lo.
Nolte.
Maybe we can get her involved too. We'll see if she's answering any of our calls.
Oh God.
I also really like the scene where they go to the where they escape and they go to the track
Oh, yeah.
with the kids.
Yeah, that was intense.
And and he's just like sitting in the back of that car and he's trying to work the kids and be like, hey, just drive off. We can just get out of here. But then the kids like give him up and then they end up dying because he's fucking psychotic. I thought that was a whole cool scene.
But remember, Tubbs did tell him, he goes, just walk away.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. And then I'm thinking, all right, he's had a change of heart, but then he's drinking the beer out of the dead girl's hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, there was like no mercy in those guys. Like killing people,
No.
they did not give a shit. So it was a feel good movie. I liked it. I'm never watching it again.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to watch it again now.
I'm good.
Good flick. Feel good
Yeah,
movie.
it really was.
I may watch it on Christmas Eve with my family. I'm definitely going to watch it at the Toys for Tots party.
Here's your toys. This is what happens to
Here's
bad
a Nerf
boys.
gun, kid. Pow, pow.
Terrible, terrible. So
Terrible.
next week, we're doing the original, right? Jack Frost? Or part
Let's do
two?
two.
Or two.
Oh, Jesus.
I've seen
All right.
Jack Frost. Let's do two.
You have to
All
see
right.
part one in order to watch part two.
Yeah, you have to see part one.
sure
if
the
you haven't
continuity
seen it
is
yet.
Yeah.
What? I've seen parts of part one.
Come
All right.
on.
Dude,
All right,
a guy
whatever.
turns into a snowman and kills
Shannon
everyone. Who gives a shit?
Elizabeth is in it. I mean,
I'll make this happen. I will endeavor to make this happen. So yeah, it will be our last episode of the year.
Yes.
So y'all better tune in for Jack Frost.
Jack Frost
The
2, which
Deuce.
it's on Tubi for free. So check it out.
Thank
people.
God.
Yeah, I did
Thank
not want to pay
God.
for this.
And then after
going
that,
to-
we're taking a whole week off.
Closing 2021 with a bang.
Yeah.
Jack Frost 2.
Amazing.
All right. So there we go. That's the end of the show. And thank you for coming by. And remember to kiss your loved ones during the holidays.
true.
Yeah. Bye.
No?
Have
Or
a
give them a
silent-
shocker. I don't care what you do with them. Fuck them.
What the fuck?
Go Lutsky.
Team Lutsky!
Let's go.